We're in today with the legendary GTX Titan Z. We're gonna pair it up with this i9 10 Gen. We wanna see how it's running in the Call of Duty series and see which game is running by default in SLI. This video card was released in 2014. It's got 2880 shaders, fantastic GPU, but it's only DirectX 11. So theoretically with 384 bits, 6 gig of VRAM, GDDR5, running at 760 megahertz on the core clock with 1753 megahertz on the memory, I think this GPU can still deliver some performance in those games that have SLI support. So we're gonna find out which Call of Duty is supporting SLI, and we're gonna see how it's performing. We need to adjust this. Oh yeah, listen to this. Majestic. All right, let's start with Call of Duty 4. I think this is one of those games that will be really interesting to see how it's running with this video card. In the menu, I think it's got only 62 FPS because of the menu, but there is no VSync. I think you sync every frame. No. So what I love about this game is that it says dual video cards. Yes. Even though it was none. Yeah, SLI was still working, so Call of Duty 4 I know it's compatible with SLI. But I want to see what happens if I have two video cards that are not compatible with SLI. Maybe it's working with two video cards. Who knows? Oh, yes, look at this. 600 FPS, 80-90% load on the cores, 170 watts on both of them. Dude, this video card is hitting up really hard, seriously. This is only the training because there's a lot of games that I managed to install. Come on, Prince. I wanna. What the frack is going on? Seriously, I actually thought it was just a joke, you know, because of the training, and I thought it will be even lower. But regardless, I think I'm going to keep those FPS. Seriously. It does work with 600 FPS. Outside it's working with 300, 200 FPS, but in some cases it just drops like super low. But it's working. So the GPU is reaching like 83 degrees. That's because of the MSI afterburner. But because of those 500, 600 frames, the core is mega loaded, like 98%. So hence why you got those huge temperatures and wattage consumption. Look at it, 150 watts consumption on both of the cores. 300 watts just by playing Call of Duty 4. Seriously, this is bananas. I'm not joking. Let's jump into Modern Warfare 2. This is 2009, if I'm not mistaken. I have everything on maximum details on 1080p, and apparently 80% load on the cores, and I already got 300 FPS. Similar with previous game, but apparently I got just a little less because you know, it's a newer game, so I think it's more important for them to show me more details in the game, put more characters, more effects, and 100% this is the reason why I get less FPS. But actually 500 FPS, it's still acceptable, you know, when you're averaging those numbers, then you know you're good. 83 degrees on the main core, 90%, 96% load on both of the cores. Maximum load because it's delivering 600 FPS. It's very similar with that Call of Duty. Oh my god, this is exactly what I need, seriously. I'm not joking, seriously. I'm not joking. I love all the games like this, all Call of Duties, Battlefields, everything. They're literally fantastic for all the GPUs, and this is where you get the nostalgia triggered. The CPU has no problem with 76 degrees, 75 watts on the CPU. I think that's a pretty decent consumption from this i9. I think that's what 40-50% load, but it's doing such a fantastic job, you know, the video card. 1.3 gig of VRAM loaded, 2009 versus 2014 video card, like 5 years old, 5 years older game, you know. I think it's ideal for this video card. So if you want to play a game that is maximum detail, on maximum details, you have to wait 5 years, then you buy the video card, then you go back on the old one. Seriously, that's how it works. So I have maximum details, I think, with 1080p in Black Ops 1, you know. So let's jump in and see how it's running with this mammoth of the video card. Oh, definitely a lot of trouble. Oh, fantastic performance, seriously. 40% load. I think it's blocking the GPU on 91 FPS. Is it VSync on? Seriously. VSync on 60, 91 FPS. I think the Black Ops realized that they don't need it. They don't need the performance, and they stopped it on 91 FPS. And they look at it. Can we go? Where do we go? Follow. All right, let's go. I got around 100 watts consumption, 100% on the fan, but it's working. You know, it's keeping the GPU on 70 degrees, and that's exactly what I want. As for the VRAM, Black Ops 1 is taking 1.5 gig of VRAM, so nearly 1.5 gig of VRAM, 1.4. That's actually good. I don't know if it's going up to 3, you know, or 1.5. I think 1.5 is the limit. Can I go inside? No, I have to wait because it's a bit slow. But I like how it's performing, seriously. I like the whole system. Let's try Modern Warfare 3. I think this game is gonna deliver the same performance like this, like the previous games that we had. I'm gonna put everything on maximum, extra. Everything needs to be space, collision, low quality, off. High quality. In this game, in Modern Warfare 3, apparently with maximum details, we got like 200 FPS on maximum details. 1080p, it's consuming around 100 watts. One of them is over 110, but it's doing the job. It's doing the job really nice with nearly 40% load, actually 45% load on the both of the cores, and heating up the cores around 70 degrees. Those are okay. Those are good numbers when it comes to SLI, you know, and a Titan Z. Don't forget, this is a GTX Titan Z, and I have the fan maxed out on 100%. So it does do the job really nice. 200 FPS with 45 ms. By the way, the VRAM is not even loaded. 1 gig of VRAM. That's nothing. I think I have to go in the city or something to get better usage on the VRAM. It's running so well with this video card. I like how it's working with this GTX Titan Z, seriously. There's a lot of Call of Duties that work really nice with this. Alright, so yes, there's no complaining. There's no complaining on the GPU side. Come on, Sandman. You know it's performing really well, and the temperature it's on check. For instance, like this with 70 degrees, you know. So if it's got like 30% load on the cores, then it's ideal. I don't need 600 FPS. I don't need 200 FPS. I just need like a 60 FPS, and it will be okay. Damn. All right, let's try Black Ops 2. So I think on maximum details, this is on maximum details, the GPU is performing really well. I know because I was testing every single GPU that I had on SLI with this type of game. But now it's a bit eye-opening, seriously, this idea of testing every Call of Duty and seeing how they are performing with a video card like this. You know, theoretically, this is the best SLI that I have. I want to see how it's performing without VSync. Then I will go for a VSync because I know VSync will be beneficial for the GPU. I got like nearly 300 FPS on this GPU with Black Ops 2 on maximum details. 1.5 gig of VRAM used on each core. Before we actually change anything, I really want to see how it's performing with VSync. On this situation, I got like 83 degrees with on the cores with 97% load, and it's using like 150 watts. That's insane, you know. But this is how to say, this is a campaign. It's not about the FPS. I want to put a VSync on and see how it's running with 60 FPS. 10-20% load. Look at that. The temperatures are already dropping. This is insane, seriously. Wattage came already to 100 watts. 1.5 gig of VRAM is still the same, but the temperature is dropping down really, really good, you know. Hence why it's got only 30-40% load on the cores. This is exactly the right GPU for this type of game. Let's try Black Ops 3. I think this is one of those games that still runs on SLI. I'm gonna go into the settings and see what we got. Maximum details with everything on. Volumetric lighting. We want the best. Got like over 100 FPS with maximum details, and I like how it's running. Seriously, it says 5.8 gig of VRAM used. Considering it's got 6 gig of VRAM, hopefully. Oh, it's performing really nice. So 82 degrees, it's apparently the SLI temperature. Both of the cores, I mean, only one core is heating up like this, and the other one is 75. Usually I go in MSI in cases like this, and I activate temperature, and the core clock goes lower so it can maintain the temperature on the GPU. I don't want to force it like this, but I just wanted to put it on to show you what the GPU can do with SLI. All right, let's test Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. I really have a problem, seriously. There's no SLI configuration, so maximum details, apparently we get 70 FPS, but here is the last one that is working in SLI. Since now I had no problems with SLI, but the moment I started Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, then I have this problem. Only one core is working, it's 99% with 10% on the second one. You can actually see the difference between the temperature and the wattage consumption. One is having 82 degrees on the core and 150 watts consumption, and the other one 61 degrees with 94. It's exactly how on default mode was working with similar like Fortnite or games that are just using the main one and just a little on the second core, but I'm afraid that it's not SLI compatible. I'm 100% there is an option maybe to force the GPU to run in SLI, but then bugs comes and half of the performance is not even there, so not worth it. If it's running passively, then you get the benefit of having an SLI video card. I really like this idea of actually testing every single Call of Duty with SLI and Crossfire. Seriously, I don't know what you're thinking, but I really want to see other video cards in every Call of Duty. Leave a comment and tell me about this idea. But nevertheless, I like how the GPU is performing. There's a lot of options in which you can play around with VSync and actually have decent FPS. Maximum details. Use this video card for for retro gaming, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really recommend this video card, this GTX Titan Z with SLI, to play the Call of Duty series, because it's fantastic. Seriously, of course, if you keep it on 60 FPS, because 60 FPS is the right number for this video card to have low consumption in the wattage, and low temperature. But that's it, and hopefully you find it cheap. But aside from that, yeah, really a fantastic video card. I can't complain with nothing.